This looks a little bit like a backpack, like when you take camping, but it's actually a way to carry a baby on your back. It's a little baby carrier, a little chair you strap to your back. But the neat thing about this one is it has a little kickstand. So if you got to take the baby off your back and you want to put the baby down for a bit, you could put the carrier on the floor and pop out the kickstand so it sits upright. Cool idea, but that's where things went wrong. Quote, recall. Due to fall hazard, the hinges on the foldable rear kickstand support leg can crack or break. With the baby in there? Obviously, that is an uncool safety hazard for the aforementioned baby. And so some models of this baby chair that were made in the last 2 years have been recalled because of that problem. Also, check out this very nice looking drink cooler. Looks nice. It has wheels. Looks kind of friendly. I don't know. Looks appealing. Maybe I'm just thirsty. But don't be fooled. This one might cut your fingers off. Recall. The manufacturer Igloo expands its recall to nearly 1.2 million coolers because of fingertip amputation and crushing hazards. The toe handle can pinch consumers' fingertips. Oh, man, you can't put the baby in the thing. You can't put the beer in the thing. It's very stressful. You might want to relax, maybe play some music at home. No! Recall! Yamaha recalls AC power adapters for digital pianos and music workstations because they can overheat and ignite, causing burn and fire hazards. Now, each of these companies that makes each of these products, they, of course, issue their own recall notices. But these specific alerts, you see the logo in the upper left corner there? That is the Consumer Product Safety Commission of the United States, CPSC. The Consumer Product Safety Commission is an independent agency of the U.S. federal government, and they perform a very basic, very important function of our government. They make sure the stuff we buy won't kill us. They make sure the stuff we buy is safe for us to use. And when it's not safe for us to use, they let us know. Recall. And this is, again, a very basic function of the government, right? And it's just also a nonpartisan concept, right? I think everybody can agree they don't want their beer coolers to cut off their fingers or their electric pianos to burst into flames. Nevertheless, in his infinite wisdom, Donald Trump has just fired most of the leadership at the Consumer Product Safety Commission. There's 5 commissioners, 2 Republicans, 3 Democrats. He just fired all 3 Democrats. And seriously? You're against the agency that recalls beer coolers that cut off people's fingers? Seriously? But beyond that, firing the commissioners like this is also pretty obviously illegal. Federal law is explicit that commissioners at this agency can only be removed from their jobs for neglect of duty or malfeasance, which absolutely does not seem to be the case here. But that's why these product safety commissioners who were just fired inexplicably by Trump, they are now fighting back. We're told that in the immediate aftermath of their firings, at least one of the commissioners and his staff tried to just show up at work anyway. Oh, sure, Trump says I'm fired, but Trump doesn't get to fire me. They showed up at their office, but were not allowed into the building. All 3 commissioners say they're planning to challenge their firings in court, and at least one of them says she just has no intention of abiding by her firing at all. As far as she's concerned, she has not been fired, and she will not behave as if she has been. Her name is Mary Boyle. She's worked at the CPSC for more than a decade before becoming a commissioner a few years ago. Her term is supposed to extend until this October. But because Commissioner Boyle doesn't think the president had the legal authority to fire her, she says she's not going anywhere. She intends to keep doing her job until her term lawfully expires, no matter what he says. She says, quote, until my term as commissioner concludes, I will insist on following these time-tested safety principles, and I will use my voice to speak out on behalf of safety. Commissioner Boyle, I really appreciate you taking time to be here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So I understand the argument that your firing may have been improper or indeed illegal. It seems like the structure of the agency and the structure of your particular position doesn't give the president the option to just fire you for no cause. How do you plan to challenge it? And what do you plan to do in the meantime?
That's correct. Our statute is very clear. It says that we can only be removed from office for neglect or malfeasance, as you reported. And I can say categorically there was no neglect or malfeasance. And in fact, the president did not allege anything of that sort. I got a 2-sentence email from someone at the White House who told me that I was being terminated effective immediately and thanking me for my service. So the fact that there was absolutely nothing alleged only confirms that this was totally an illegal firing. And so what we plan to do is to challenge this action in court, and there are certainly other cases of a similar nature. And we believe it's important not only to get ourselves reinstated to the positions that we hold and to fulfill our duties, but also because we think it's in the interest of the American people. I really liked how you set up the introduction, because that's exactly right. All the types of products, it affects every single American, what we do. And it's 15,000 product categories in your home, and everyone is affected by what we do. And I've been at the agency for 15 years, actually. Before I was a commissioner, I was a civil servant. I only was appointed in a political position 3 years ago by President Biden. I had been the general counsel of the agency and the executive director. And in my entire time at the agency, safety has always been considered nonpartisan. Sure, we've had disagreements that would reflect differences in outlook in political parties, but by and large, mantra from everyone at the agency for as long as I've been there is that safety is nonpartisan and that we would execute our jobs that way. It was only since January where that has changed. The tenor at the agency has changed, where people were talking about their political affiliations and the election and things that I had never heard at the agency before. And I just don't think that's what the American consumer expects. Their lives are too busy. There's so much going on. They want someone just looking to make sure, as you say, products are safe and that they can go about their busy lives without worrying that their beer cooler is going to cut off their fingers.
That's exactly right. There's absolutely nothing partisan about wanting to make sure that my toaster isn't going to burn down my house. Mary Boyle, who is a commissioner on the Consumer Product Safety Commission, despite President Trump's apparently illegal efforts to fire you. Commissioner Boyle, I know this is going to be, I imagine, a stressful fight and a difficult time. Thank you for helping us understand it tonight, and good luck to you.
Thank you so much.